Recognize Representative Self for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First question for you is, what is the political trend? We heard a lot about inputs from you. What do you think is the political trend in Central America, toward or away from democracy? How do you judge the trend?
Thank you very much. So it's a mixed bag. I think that we've seen some positive trends, and our goal is to meet partners where they are, always in the U.S. interest, under the root causes strategy, to work together to reduce irregular migration.
Okay.
I would say one very positive example is in Guatemala, where we've worked very closely with President-elect, with now President Revelo.
Okay, so we've got a mixed bag.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. The ruling parties in Honduras, Nicaragua, and Cuba are each members of the Foro de Sao Paulo. I quote from last year. This is their statement. The U.S. project of domination over Latin America and the Caribbean is facing an environment marked by threats to its hegemony. That's us. The dispute with China and the growing presence of progressive or leftist political forces in regional governments, Central America and the Caribbean, constitute an important challenge to a country, that's us, affected by multiple crises that are manifesting themselves in the political, economic, social, and cultural spheres. Now, you said earlier that, and I'm going to ask you if you believe that the Biden administration can pull these three countries out of the orbit of the Foro. You said before, and I want to get to this because this is important, that you would conduct this review under the guidelines set by Congress, the law set by Congress. Why should this committee believe that? Because the view is that the Biden administration on this, what you call irregular immigration, we consider that lawless. There is no attempt to secure the southern border. So do you believe, and there are other examples around the world that I could give you, do you believe that the administration believes, that's you, do you believe that you can pull Honduras, Nicaragua, and Cuba out of the Foro?
This is an independent forum, so I wouldn't say that we would have a role to do that, but venues like the Sao Paulo Forum could have the potential to play a role in advancing hemispheric progress, but only if they move away from past criticism and toward consensus building. So the comments that have been referenced, we find unconstructive in many ways.
You find not constructive. And yet, you give, in fact, you've requested in the FY 2025 budget request, millions of dollars for these three countries. How do you reconcile that? You admit it's an independent forum, you're not going to pull them out. How do you reconcile that? Because the root strategy that you have here, the root cause strategy that you have here, how are you going to change their behavior? That is the bottom line question.
So the root causes strategy provides resources to non-governmental organizations, implementers throughout the region. This is not a blank check to governments. There's very little money that goes directly to governments themselves. We work with governments, we partner where we can and where we should, but these are resources that are intended to support societies at large.
So I'll go back to one of your colleagues, and I don't remember who it was, said that yeah, it's true, we are no longer the chief trading partner with Central and South America. China is. We're the chief finance partner with Central and South America. So I don't see how you are going to influence these governments if you're simply giving the people who are suffering, the NGOs under them, money, and yet you're not working to change them. And I say again, I don't know what confidence we can have in the administration of doing it under the laws that Congress passes. Madam Chair, I yield back.
Thank you, Congressman Self. Now I recognize Ranking Member Castro for another